So as the title says, this is going to be the first start of the car after we've got the timing chain fitted and we've got things built back up to a point where we can start the car, all the fluids and everything filled up again. First is just going to be like a time lapse of me putting everything back together. Some bits I did miss out, so like putting the gearbox back in the car, and some of the more fiddly jobs where I'm just going to be in the way most of the time anyway. And then there were actually a few issues once the car was back together. It hadn't actually fixed my original problem that I had, so there's going to be a bit of fault finding there, and then you'll see kind of at the end sort of a comparison of how the car was running before we did the job and how it runs after. Right, a little update video where we are at this point. So everything's back in. Obviously the front clip of the car's not back on, but we've got the radiator plumbed in and just suspended from the garage roof. It's full of water, it's got engine oil in, it's got gearbox oil in. Just literally left the coil packs and the spark plugs off for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and crank the engine over first without those in, and then we'll put those in and we'll attempt to first start and hope everything's gone as planned. That's no coils on. Yeah. Right, I'm going to attempt to show you now why I think the timing chain job, while it's been successful, we've still not actually fixed the problem that I had with the car, which was the rough idling, although we've got rid of the chain noise, so that's a bonus, and I do think that the chain needed doing anyway. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start the car. Show you the problem here. Ignore this error, it's just disconnected. Right, okay, so you can see that here we have our specified camshaft adjustment for the exhaust, and here's what we're getting actual. Now this should only really be like 0.5 off, I think, max. What we do is put it into a test mode here.
we press the brake and the accelerator at the same time down. The car doesn't rev up, but what it'll do is it'll go through a test phase. System not okay, so if I run that test on the intake as well and show you that, so put our test on the, do the intake, so brake and accelerator down, puts it into test mode. Okay. So the plan of attack with this is going to be to replace the exhaust cam adjuster solenoid with a new one. While it did seem to check out okay with the test we did with the 12 volts, I do need to rule it out. The only things I can think it can be are that, and then possibly the actual exhaust variable valve timing adjuster on the end of the camshaft as well, the phaser. But they're 500 quid, so annoyingly what I'm going to have to do is strip everything back down, swap over, put this new solenoid on, build it back up with the sealant and everything, then test it again, make sure it's okay. If it isn't, I'm going to have to strip it back down, same thing again, and then replace the cam phaser. Wasn't really going to bother showing too much of this strip down process replacing the exhaust solenoid, but I just wanted to show you that after we've had the car running for a fair bit, you know, it's probably had like an hour's run time all in all. You can see that the timing marks are absolutely bob on, so I know that that's not the problem. Right, so I've changed that exhaust cam solenoid. I've already done a test of this, and it did actually seem to work, so I'm just going to show you again now so you know we were getting a system failure on this before. So I'm just going to press the brake and the accelerator together and allow it to go through the test. You can see the adjustment before was getting to sort of 40 and then stopping, but you see now it's actually cycling through. System okay. So it looks like that did solve our issue, so not too bad. Ultimately it only took me maybe sort of 3 hours to strip that down to that point and replace the solenoid and build back up. So here's a bit of a comparison of how the car was running before and now how it's running after we've completed the work. Ideally I'd like to take it out on a first sort of test drive and show you that, but obviously with things being as they are at the moment with the lockdown and everything, I don't think that's really going to be possible. Once things sort of lapse up a little bit, I would like to take it out and do some like onboard footage and maybe like set the tripod up and do a few external shots of the car and things like that.